Hey y'all, of course y'all know I'm waiting on my computer is up here acting a fool, but I appreciate y'all for hanging in there with me and waiting till my computer get his life right and let me in on my own live, okay? But listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all being here. It is what, Tuesday night, trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Just Say No. Just say no. You know, I want to go back to the days where the first ladies, okay, to the president, they all had some agenda and they all had some campaign, and you knew what their agenda and campaign was. If you know or remember the agenda of any first lady, write in the chat the first lady and their agenda. Like I said, the one that sticks out in my mind is Nancy Reagan. Just say no. I'm going to be honest with you. Outside of Nancy Reagan, I don't know who else had an agenda that's memorable. Now, I want to say this too. I can't remember was Nancy Reagan or someone else, but somebody else had an agenda about reading. And I want to again say it was Nancy Reagan. Now, Melania said, be best. Yeah, okay. So yeah, First Lady Obama, clean eating and exercise. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Michelle's was move. Yeah, but you know what? I don't remember nobody's as well as I remember Nancy Reagan. What did Barbara Bush have? With Barbara Bush? Oh, Barbara Bush was the reading. Okay, come on to the Barbara Bush and Michelle move. But Just Say No was one of the largest, most memorable campaigns. And I'm going to say they need to bring it back. Just say no. Why? Because this Atlanta mom was charged with killing her son. Well, she was charged with the death of her son. Why? Because she's in the car stoned, and her son, his 7-year-old, he got his head caught between the window and he's gone now. God. Imagine living the rest of your life knowing your child is not here because of you. But we're going to talk about it. Then we got to talk about this Stefon Diggs. These ladies need to just say no. When the man already has 4, 5, 2, 3, 7 baby mothers, and I'm not saying he has that many, we're talking to the general public now. If the man got too many baby mothers and they all like stair steps, or they all are born in the same year, that's problematic. And you might want to say no to that relationship. It's problematic. So one of the baby mothers is suing him, saying that he threatened her, made her sign an NDA because he didn't want the NFL to know that he was putting his hands on her allegedly, because he didn't want to lose his job. But now, you know what? Somebody said Cassie changed the game. And she did. Ask the chick that got $20 million from Shannon Sharp. Cassie changed the game. Now in real time, these women are coming up wanting to get paid. She want her money. And she want it up front. So now she's suing him. She wants to get paid. But see, I would want my peace of mind more than some cash. So I promise you, you come to me and you got all these baby mothers, I'ma just say no. Then this is a sad story. We got a Marine killed by his fiancé's ex. He came to drop off the kids. The kids is 3 and 6. And he took his life. I guess he didn't want his baby mother marrying somebody else. Now, everybody needs love. But y'all could beat me down if you want to. But if my family member said they met somebody and the girl got a 3 and a 6-year-old, I'm not mad at that. But when you want to tell me that the baby father, he don't feel good about this, he jealous and he acting crazy and all that, I'm gonna tell you to run and hide. Block her on the social media, all the social media platforms. Get a burner phone. Don't even use no regular phone no more. So you can't really be calling her. If she can't call you back, in case you know, because you know sometimes you break down. You block somebody, you unblock them. Next thing you know, you back in their good graces and they in yours, and y'all back together again. No, get rid of your phone. Get you a burner phone and get out of their life. These jealous exes is taking people's lives. And it's sad. 25 and he's gone now. And the ex is on the run somewhere. You come on, Special K, it's not worth your life. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. The man is on the run somewhere. He's gone. She's still alive with her 2 kids. And I'm not trying to block this lady from having no relationship, but any guy out there, you want to date that? A nut job. And now he's gone. We're going to talk about it. Listen, people, I done talked enough. It's time to bring the people in the building. Y'all know what I need in the chat, right? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called Just Say No. Say no to the nonsense. Say no to drugs. Say no to people that got too many baby mothers or baby fathers. Just say no. Let me get into this. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. Hey, chat. Choo, choo, choo.
Mm-hmm. Choo, choo, choo. You know what? Let's get into this story. Let's go ahead and do this Atlanta mother. Let me share a screen. Let me see. Okay, this is it. All right, I'm just waiting for him. Of course, my screen is being slow. There we go.
Is now in jail charged with the death of her 7-year-old son. 7-year-old Maisie Simmons died after his head became stuck in a partially open car window. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Atlanta. And Denise, that little boy died back in the spring.
That's right. And at the time, Atlanta police were called to the scene. They interviewed the little boy's mother, Candace Grace. And this past Monday, she was arrested.
It's sad. It's very sad. It's really heartbreaking.
Homicide units were called to this apartment complex on Scott Street in southwest Atlanta April 6th. Police say 32-year-old Candace Grace had parked her car in this lot and was passed out in the driver's seat. Her 3 young children were in the back seat. Investigators say her 7-year-old son, Mazzie Simmons, had gotten his head stuck in the window and was unresponsive. One man who lives in the complex remembers that spring day.
When they came out the house, that's when they saw the little boy's head stuck in the window, and then she ran back in there. They called the police. Police came about 15, 20 minutes, but I don't think she had got arrested.
Police say a witness banged on the window to try to wake the mother, but couldn't. Investigators say while they tried to question Candace Grace, she kept falling asleep. She was given a drug test. The GBI reports she had opioids and THC in her system.
As a mom, my Kids wouldn't be in that predicament at all. It's sad, it's devastating, heartbroken for a 7-year-old to life just be taken.
Candace Grace has now been charged with murder. According to a court document, Ms. Grace's state of unconsciousness did not allow her to watch her children actively. Her negligence and failure to supervise her children caused her son to remain in the window for some time, resulting in his death.
She should be arrested because you took an innocent life.
7-year-old Mazzy Simmons died in that car with his 2 younger siblings sitting next to him.
It's heartbreaking because he's 7. His life just beginning. It shouldn't be taken away like that from a parent doing drugs. That's just crazy.
And according to a GoFundMe that was created after Mazzy's death, he brought sunshine into every room with his energy, sweet spirit, and unforgettable smile. Reporting live in Atlanta, Denise Stillen, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, it's just so tragic. Denise, thanks.
Let me share screen again. Of course, my computer is acting up, so I'll just read a little bit while I'm waiting for my computer to catch up. Boy 7 dies. Okay, wait, there we go. All right, it's still cutting up. Boy 7 dies with head stuck in car window while drugged up mom is passed out in front of cops. A 7-year-old boy died after he got his head stuck in a car window while his drugged up mom was passed out in the front seat, according to cops who charged her with murder. Mazzy Simmons, hold on one second. Okay. So Mazzy Simmons was found unconscious and not breathing with his head hanging out of the back window of a car parked outside an Atlanta home in April, according to a warrant obtained by People magazine. His mother, Candace Grace, 32, was passed out in the driver's seat with 2 of her other kids also in the car, according to the document. The mom was arrested on Monday and charged with second-degree murder and second-degree cruelty to children. A blood and urine test was positive for opioids and THC, according to the warrant. A witness told the police that Grace had stopped by his home around 10 p.m. the night before and decided to leave the kids in the car because she didn't want them to come inside. She left shortly afterward, according to the police. The next morning, the witness saw Grace's vehicle in the parking lot with her young son head hanging out the window, the warrant states. That is her. He began banging on the car to wake up Miss Grace, police said. Her unconscious son was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police found Grace at a neighbor's house with her youngest child. Investigators attempted to speak to Miss Grace. However, she kept passing out while sitting up and holding her child, the warrant alleges. The mom is being held at the Fulton County Jail. So sad. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, good evening, everyone. Diva, I didn't hear clearly. She stopped by where to do what?
They're being bad. A friend said she stopped by the house and left the kids outside. I believe that friend was the dealer, and she got her stuff, then left, and yeah.
Okay, so she stopped by the night before. Possibly to pick up some stuff.
Right.
She was up there getting high and left the kids in the car. And then she leaves?
No, as soon as she picked up the stuff from whoever, I'm saying she picked up the stuff, she left. And I think when she pulled back up to her home, I think she either started doing it before, or she did it as soon as she pulled up to the home in the car. So she never got out the car because she was in the car with the kid hurt and the other kids, and the people was knocking on the window to tell her, like, yo, your son.
Yeah. It sounds to me like a lot of time passed. It sounds to me like maybe it was kind of maybe dawn, a daybreak or something, and the kid's head was out the window. I'm
Yeah.
wondering if they couldn't breathe in there. And he
Mm,
was trying to get some air or something.
probably
And
so.
him being the oldest, he probably figured he could force the window down because they were, locked in his car.
Mm,
This was a terrible, terrible loss
mm.
here. But also very interesting that they waited quite some time to arrest her.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to the house of the person she stopped by. I think they're in trouble.
Mm.
Yeah, it took quite some time, right? So it was in the spring, and now we're in the fall, and they're bringing her in. So I'm wondering what the conditions of the other two children were as well. I
Mm.
think they were all in crisis. You said that she's 32 years of age. That photograph did not look like someone who's 32 years of age.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of pain and suffering been going on there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And you also said somebody started the GoFundMe. Isn't it interesting how when children are suffering, things don't get done, nobody can see, nobody wants to call, but now we can do a GoFundMe. It's somewhat the word you like to use, sad, when people want to come through on the back end, when there's a loss of life, when there's a breakup of a family, when children have been traumatized. Imagine
Mm.
being in the back of a vehicle with your brother's gone, you can't help him, you don't even know what's going on. It's very troubling. But again, you said the title of your show is Just Say No. She could maybe have said no then. Stop driving by, these people driving by and people selling them this stuff. You know who's selling in your neighborhood. You know who's selling in your community. Why are we tolerating all of this? Why do we sit by silently and allow this kind of poison and toxicity into our families and into our communities? We
Mm.
really need to do better. Thank you, Diva.
Thank you. And you know what I thought about it? Because when they was interviewing her, it's interesting they didn't arrest her right away. When they was interviewing her, they said she couldn't even stay awake. And she was holding the other kid. So that means from the spring all the way up to now, the other kids was still under her watch. This is messy. Wayne, your thoughts?
The sad part about this is that these kids have had to endure this
Mm.
for years, to endure this for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only imagine that once she got, I don't want to say sober, but realized what she's done, she's going to live with this the rest of her life. I don't even know how this woman, if she still has custody of her children.
Well, now she don't because she locked up.
I don't know how, like Felicia said, if the kids have been with her this long, I mean, even more danger. I don't think she stopped. It was hard enough to get off drugs, you know, with assistance. So you want me to believe that after this woman stopped, after she realized what she did?
Mm.
I mean, if she wasn't getting no treatment, she could have been just as bad off as she was before then.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel, sorry for the kids she got left, because this woman, I mean, she gonna need drug treatment, therapy. She's gonna be put away for a minute. Y'all know what that is. So that's it.
Yeah, you know what? But she's gonna have a long time because I want to say they said she's facing life in prison. So Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva. My thoughts are they should put her neck in the window and wind it up, and she can't get to the ignition or anything to unlock the windows. Let her see how it felt for her child to be that way, because I'm quite sure that was a long treasuring, uncomfortable, unaliving. This is ridiculous. If you want to do your substances, girl, why didn't you just do it in the house? Because I'm thinking like Felicia thinking you started it at that house and you made it there wherever you was and fell asleep. Because if she's on THC and something else, opiates. So it had to be probably the peas or the or what you call it, because the way she's sleeping, she nodding in and out. That's not weed. I mean, that's not Mary Jane. But this is ridiculous. It's remind me of this story that happened in Valdosta. This white woman, they having kids in her house. She was supposed to be in a child, daycare worker whatsoever. She and fell asleep because she said she thought the little boy was asleep. He got outside and got mauled by two rock riders. Come to find out that she was high. These people are crazy. You don't do this stuff around no children, especially if this not even your child and you're supposed to be a daycare person. Thing I said, y'all better vet y'all people to know what's going on, what's not. And Felicia, you're right. She do not look like no 32. That's a hard 32. And Wayne, you probably right as well, because by that happening, she probably using the substance more. Well, she can't use now because she's locked up. But by her feeling that way, she probably was using that more to deaden the feeling that she was already feeling from her losing a child. This is ridiculous. Like I said, if you want to do stuff like that, don't have no children. Give them to somebody else that wants them and love them, because this is just ridiculous. This baby gone for no reason. That's all I got.
Diva, has she been sentenced yet?
No,
So
no,
she's in jail, not prison, right?
she's in jail. She just got
Right.
arrested. She just got arrested. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and move into this next story. And the next story, we're gonna do this Stefon Diggs. I don't understand how these entertainers, NFL players, NBA players, like what are they missing about the blueprint? And when I say the blueprint is for a lot of them who are out there in these streets, and then they get with these girls and they're just sleeping with everybody. And then the girls wake up pregnant and they're giving all of their money to child support. But I also don't understand is what is the problem with people putting their hands on people? And I feel like society, as this Diddy case has taught us a lot. Society doesn't care until I guess they see an actual video. And then everybody wants to, maybe care a little bit more because he's still doing his football thing. And she been alleged that, hands was put on her by Stefon Diggs. So Stefon Diggs, ex Milan Hernandez, accuses him of attempting to silence her over alleged assault. It's interesting, but I guess most people do. They have their type. He has a type, and they all Cardi B lookish type. Okay, if you ask me. So Cardi B's boyfriend, Stefon Diggs, is being sued by his ex, Milan Hernandez, over an alleged assault. Us Weekly can exclusively report. Ascertained the counterclaim that Hernandez, 24, filed against Diggs, 31, on April 7 in a Texas court as part of the lawsuit he brought against her for alleged assault. In her filing, Hernandez, who starred on Basketball Wives Orlando, denied all allegations of wrongdoing and claimed Diggs was the one who got physical. She also claims he's trying to silence her. So he sued her. Now she's countersuing. She claimed that on June 7, 2024, Diggs punched her in the back of her head with a closed fist. Hernandez claimed almost immediately after the alleged altercation, Diggs mounted an effort to induce Hernandez into signing a non-disclosure agreement so that Diggs' malicious and egregious act would be kept from the NFL and from public view. Hernandez claimed that Diggs frantically flew out his personal assistant to Houston in June in an attempt to have her sign the non-disclosure agreement, which would have prevented her from speaking out against the alleged incident. She admitted her lawyer reached out to Diggs' lawyer in an attempt to hold him accountable for his actions in November 2024. She claimed she was diagnosed with a concussion on the very day of the assault. In her suit, Hernandez demanded unspecified damages for her physical pain and mental suffering for her medical bills. She asked the court to award her at least $250,000, but no more than $1 million. The court shows the case as active. Back in February, Diggs sued his ex and a third party, Brianna Mack, for assault, trespass, intentional infliction of emotional distress, conspiracy, and various other claims. He accused the duo of attempted extortion. In his suit, Diggs explained he was in a casual relationship with Hernandez in early 2024. He said he often allowed Hernandez and her friends to stay at his Houston apartment. He said Hernandez partied the evening of June 6, 2024 through the early morning of June 7, 2024. He said at around 6 a.m. on June 7th, Hernandez arrived at his apartment where she proceeded to assault him and destroy his property. Hernandez burst through the bathroom and into the gaming room, visibly intoxicated and upset. Diggs told Hernandez to leave, but she refused. Diggs attempted to defuse the situation by attempting to remove himself from Jones' line of fire, but she continued to cascade him, the lawsuit said. Now, she could have been mad because these ladies in his relationship with Cardi B, which he was very open and public with, it kind of ran into it, intertwined with these other ladies' relationships, and perhaps she could have found out and got mad. I don't know what happened here, but I also feel like Cardi B, God bless her, I feel like she jumped out the pot into the frying pan, but that's a whole nother story. That NFL star, his ex, slammed his video game console on the ground, grabbed his valuable wristwatch off the counter worth $130,000 and slammed it on the ground, severely damaging it. He claimed she took his cell phone and tossed it in the toilet. Diggs alleged she continued by punching him in the chest multiple times during the incident. He claimed Hernandez threatened him with a dangerous weapon. He said any contact with her and her friend was done in self-defense. Diggs said he did not strike, kick, or attack her in any manner. He claimed Mac was with Hernandez and witnessed the attack. He said he repeatedly asked the duo to leave, but they refused. He claimed on the night in question, Hernandez made a hospital visit for nausea and vomiting and was given anti-nausea medication. He said Hernandez denied suffering any physical abuse during the visit. Diggs claimed she reported she had fallen on a wet kitchen floor. He claimed she visited another doctor on June 14, where she falsely claimed she had been punched in the back of the head with a closed fist. In the weeks and months that followed, Hernandez and Matt, both individually and with the assistance of counsel, tried to use their newly spun tale to extort millions of dollars from Diggs. Diggs said he refused to comply with their demand. His lawyer said, simply, Diggs brings this case because he will not be victimized by the attempts of defendants to extort money from him. It is defendants who are liable to Diggs, not the other way around. Diggs' suit claimed that Hernandez's lawyer claimed she had been living with Diggs and was 5 weeks pregnant at the time he allegedly assaulted her. She demanded $1 million in damages. His lawsuit demanded in excess of $250,000, but no more than $1 million from Hernandez and Mac. In a separate filing, Mac denied all allegations of wrongdoing. The case is ongoing. This is a hot stinking mess. And they probably was all in the house fighting, but I'm leaning towards perhaps she found out that there was other girls involved. She lost it, and the scuffling was going on in there. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, that sounds like ghetto folks with some cash. What my thoughts? That was nothing but trash. Because I was listening attentively. I apologize, but did you say somebody called the police?
No, come on, Felicia, you talking? Because as we found out, none of these people called the police, and she still got her statute of limitations didn't run up. So why are we doing these civil suits? Why not go to the popo?
And based on what you read to us, they changed location. She was one place partying until 6 a.m. and then I don't know how did she get entry to Mr. Diggs' home? Wasn't that breaking and entering or trespassing?
Well, he allowed her to stay there every now and then, so she must have had the keys.
Okay, so if I allow somebody to stay someplace every now and then I say you need to leave and you need to go, that's not trespassing?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. I just want to understand what the problem was here. So they like doing this. So this must be something along the lines of group foreplay. This is how we get down. We party all night. We drink. We throw phones in the toilet. We get hit in the head. and then we negotiate money. I don't think anybody's going to get paid here. And I think it's so odd that her lawsuit says, well, she was 5 weeks pregnant. Well, if you were aware that you were pregnant, why would you have engaged in such behavior if you cared about being pregnant? So it's a lose-lose in my opinion. No one's coming out ahead. And I don't know. Can I give a personal message here to Mr. Diggs?
Of course.
Mr. Diggs, you're on your way to getting cleaned up real good.
Oh, good
Okay.
God.
The Sean Combs trial verdict and sentencing has changed the game, sir. And you are about to go on and look at some real time in a real prison for what you're doing. Change your ways.
Thank you. Change your ways. You better talk to the people, do the public service announcement. Weighing your thoughts?
Yeah, if he say he's innocent and he got the money to fight it, go for it. Do it. Don't settle out, like the rest of them and just pay some money. If he feels he's innocent, he's doing the right thing. He got the money. He can afford to defend himself. And Cardi B, she's just starting all over again. She's going to have another long road. Ain't nothing wrong with having children, but when you have, well, I won't say that, but anyway, she got all these kids. That's it.
Yeah, she did an interview and she talked about, how she was so depressed. And I get it after her divorce and everything she went through. And, I guess he came through and swooped her out of her funk. But all I can say is woo, woo, woo. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yes, Diva. It seems to me like he was doing self-defense. And she probably was mad because he was moving on. And if you 5 weeks pregnant, why are you drinking? Because then he said she came over there drunk. So you're drinking.
You gotta know the details, Katrina. All right, she sure you saying that. Just say no. She sure did drunk.
Yeah, she come over there drunk, and you 5 weeks pregnant, and you fighting this man, and you pregnant. Girl, please, she wanted some money. And I don't know why they going up for him anyway. And I'm not shaming anybody, but don't he have an allegation against him from a guy that said that he did certain things in front of him and all that? The guy got assaulted. So, I mean, do he want a woman? Do he want a man? And it don't matter to me. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out.
I don't want to go there with all of that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't know. But I'm just saying they fighting over this. Yeah. They fighting over this man. And he going from woman to woman. They know the game. How many times have these men have done this in the sporting world? They use you for this bit, then they go on. But stealing thing, you come into the house while you pregnant, drinking, throwing his phone in the toilet, doing that. Same thing with Mr. Combs. This lady popped them across the head on a marble table, and then he hit her back. That's like reflex. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want these men hitting you, stop putting your hands on these men. And I'm not saying no man should hit a woman, but sometimes your reflex go back before you think about it. Keep your hands to yourself. And if he ain't moved down, girl, down, let him move down. You got the baby, so you're going to have child support. But now you want money because he hit you in the back of the head. And I'm not saying he didn't do it, but what I'm saying is, why did you wait so long to bring this out? Because he's with Cardi B now. This is just totally weird and sick. And like Felicia said, it's a bunch of trash. And if he got the money, like Wayne said, he got the money to fight it. And we'll see what happens in court. But that's it.
Yeah, well, this happened in 2024, and we're only in 2025. And so he had a few babies, according to the mothers. One, I think, is waiting for a paternity test. And he never said, it ain't my baby. He said, I'm not sure if it is my baby. Good gosh. So
yeah, he got 3 women pregnant in 1 year.
Right. So, but my point that I was going to make is that this all happened in 2024. And in 2024, he was already with Cardi B because the baby is already cooking in that belly. So I believe she probably found out. I'm not necessarily saying it maybe about Cardi B, but she probably found out about the other woman and that she wasn't the only one, and she lost it. She brought a good girlfriend over there. We're going to go tell them off. We're going to do whatever, after they got the drinking. And I think probably when she went to the ER, because even at my good old age, at 55, the minute a woman come to the ER, before that you could be half dead, they want you to pee in a cup to make sure you ain't pregnant. So when she probably went to the hospital to get help, they had to pee in that cup. And that's probably when she found out she was 5 months pregnant. Who knows? I don't know. I'm guessing here with some things. But I
5 months or 5 weeks.
She was 5 weeks. They said 5 weeks in the thing there.
Okay.
I'm guessing though she was in her feelings about a girl, and especially because if he was allowing her to stay at his house every now and then, she had the keys, she had access. She probably thought, I'm the girl, I'm the number one. And then when she saw pictures of him prancing around with Cardi B, she probably lost her stuff, like saying, "You playing me out." But these women got to know with these men, you know a player when you with one. So she was in her feelings, and now it's a whole hot stinking mess. So listen, we're going, sister wives. We're gonna go and roll into this last story. This Marine, I feel so bad. Lost his life, 25, because his fiancé, baby daddy, took his life. Let me share a screen so we could get into this story. I think this is it. So let's pray. Family of Marine veteran killed in Detroit seeks justice and shares grief. While the family seeks justice, they're focusing first on processing their loss. Let's take a listen. Sorry, I had it queued up. It must have went back.
Tonight, a Detroit family is saying goodbye to a young Marine killed in a custody dispute just 2 weeks ago. As police are working to file charges, his father is sharing his son's final moments. 25-year-old Kyle Cummings was with his fiancée last month when her children's father arrived for a custody exchange. Police say that's when the father opened fire, killing Cummings.
Will Jones joining us live tonight. Will, after laying his son to rest, Kyle's father is sharing the story of a son who followed his footsteps into the Marines.
Kimberly and Ty, this is the funeral program for Kyle Cummings. It features many photos with Kyle and his family, and it was clear that he was well loved, and I'm told that he gave a lot of love back in return. He lost his life near this apartment building where he lived with his family.
The original mine got destroyed somewhere along the line.
Justin Cummings and his son Kyle Cummings shared a lot of interests and experiences, including both serving in the Marine Corps.
I would call him and say, son, I need a hug. And I'd either drive to him or he would make sure I seen him. I ain't got that no more.
Police say the 25-year-old was shot and killed on Delaware Street in Detroit's New Center neighborhood by the father of his fiance's children. The children, ages 3 and 6, were being dropped off by their father at the time. After Cummings was shot, police say a male witness fired back, hitting the suspect. Cummings' father says that witness was a friend of his son. As Kyle was holding on to life, he was in prayer with his fiancée.
It brought me great joy to know that God was on his mind in those moments, that he asked her, let's pray. And they started to say the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, until he couldn't say it anymore. And she would finish, and he said it all the way to the ambulance, and he told her he loved her.
Today, Justin said his final goodbyes to his son while wearing a t-shirt that was gifted to him for Father's Day.
The burial for my son was today, so that was the final part of laying him to rest. And so now I was just trying to learn how to live.
After our 4 p.m. report, we got an update from Detroit police. They say this investigation is ongoing, and they're working with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office to submit a warrant in this case. We're live in Detroit's New Center neighborhood. Will Jones, Local 4.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Okay.
So sad. So while the family sees justice, they're focusing first on their loss. The family of 25-year-old Marine Corps veteran who was shot and killed in Detroit's New Center neighborhood during what police say was a routine drop-off last month, is sharing how their family is coping with the loss. Kyle Cummings was fatally shot on September 21st on Delaware Street when the father of his fiance's children arrived to drop off the children ages 3 and 6, according to the police. After the shooting, a male witness identified by the victim's father as a friend of Kyle's fired back and struck the suspect. The suspect was taken to the hospital for treatment. In Cummings' final moments, he turned to prayer with his fiancée. It brought me great joy to know that God is on his mind and was on his mind in those moments, said Justin Cummings, Kyle's father. He asked his fiancée, let's pray, and they started to say the Lord's Prayer until he couldn't say it anymore, and she would finish. He said it all the way to the ambulance, and he told her he loved her. The father and son shared a special bond, both having served in the Marine Corps. I would call him and say, son, I need a hug. Justin Cummings recalled. I either drive to him or he would make sure I saw him. And I ain't got that no more. At the burial service, Justin wore a t-shirt he was gifted for Father's Day as he said his final goodbyes. While the family seeks justice, they're focusing first on processing their loss. I'm no detective, prosecutor. I know they're doing their job. And until they call me with information, we're just waiting. Justin Cummings said, the burial for my son was today, so that was the final part of laying him to rest. And so now it's just trying to learn how to live with one less member in our family unit. A Detroit Police Department spokesperson said the investigation is ongoing and they're working with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office to submit a warrant in the case. Super sad. Gone too soon. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, I'm feeling like we lost a fine young man, a decent human being. No comment from the fiancé.
Oh, come on, talk.
She may be hiding the suspect. Yeah. Ongoing, we're waiting to issue a warrant. His father is grieving. His father is grieving deeply. He's in shock. He's unable to process what he's actually dealing with.
Yeah.
But we got no comment from her. So unless she's in protective custody with her children, which could be because, as someone said in your chat, these children are definitely traumatized. We got more little kids traumatized here. She knows where he is. Somebody tell me why we're waiting to issue a warrant.
Yeah.
Is he law enforcement or something? I mean, you just pull up to drop the kids off. This wasn't 3 a.m., I don't think.
No.
And you pulling out a pow and taking somebody's life? Who are you? Who do you know? And you took the life of a Marine? No, there's a lot more here. There's a lot more here.
Yeah, well, you hit me on the side with that one. The fiancé says nothing. Fiancé says nothing.
Nothing. But she was praying with him all the way to the ambulance. His dear friend is out there and he has a pow and he strikes the suspect. The suspect's in a vehicle. What happened to the kids? Did he drive off with the kids? There's so much here we need to know, Diva.
No, you are correct.
But I'm very confident that somebody's dealing with law enforcement. This isn't just regular folks. This is not like that fight from the previous story. No. No. This was something where people feel protected in doing bad things and breaking the law and doing so very publicly. Almost like if they feel like they have automatic immunity. And so someone, that's why I think the father was so reined in. He said he's going to wait on the prosecutors. He's going to wait on law enforcement because I think he knows that this isn't going to be an easy person to bring in and to charge. Because generally, when someone has been struck, they have to go get some kind of medical help, and then they're arrested, in the hospital or wherever they went. They get arrested. They're detained. Something happens. Where did you go? If you were struck, where did you go to get help? And how come they're still waiting to issue a warrant for your arrest? I'm done.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, this could hit home, close to home for a lot of us who have sons and grandsons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this didn't just take this man's life. This took this father's hopes and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that it looked like, I don't know if that was his only son or oldest son, but whatever. But if that's his only son, that bloodline is gone, unless the man has more kids. And these are things when you're at the age of that man, you know, you're thinking like you're going to have these grandchildren and all these things. You know, you have dreams, you know. They say old men see visions and young men dream dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And he's taken all that away. And if this person, whoever did it, if it was malicious, this is what these long sentences are for, or for people like that. When they talk about want to throw away the key, lock them up, these are the kind of sentences for people like that. They don't take just one life. They take the lives of other possibilities. All that's gone now. So redemption, yeah, right in jail, right in prison. That's it.
So sad. So sad. Thank you, Wayne. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah. It's amazing that he's in one of the toughest armed forces there is, which is the Marines. And instead of him getting taken out on the battlefield or in war, he get taken out on the city streets by another man that he wasn't even prepared for. Luckily, his friend was there because he probably would have got way worse than what he got. And as we said, these kids are going to go through something because right now they lost their father, and they're going to lose their father because that's a Marine. You getting life unless they come up with something lies, say it was self defense or something like that. But other than that, you getting life if you kill a federal worker. But the so you taking away two baby, I guess, fathers that, stepfather's father whatsoever, because the father's finna leave. And this guy right here was acting as the father if he was finna get ready to marry this girl. So he was finna be the stepfather. So you got two dads that's already gone over what? We don't know. I mean, was she still messing with the dad? And because more likely, ain't nobody gonna just sit out and pow somebody unless something done happen. So was she still fooling around with the father and he getting mad about it or something? That's just weird. But whenever they do catch him or whatever they do, he's gonna do life in prison. And sometimes they would unalive him for doing that to a Marine. But we'll see how it goes. But like we should say, it's a lot more to the story because what made you just came out there and pow this guy? And why would the other guy take his pow out to get you? This is, I don't know. This is so weird. But rest in peace to this young man. It's sad that you got to be gone over some bull crap. But that's all I got.
Yeah. Mary, why was the baby daddy so upset? Yeah, this, H. Fisher, I'm going to stay connected to this story because as we all was saying, there's some missing pieces. Something about this is not right. There are some missing pieces. And now that's why I like having these conversations with y'all, because now, like Felicia said, I'm feeling some type of way. But yet you was praying with him all the way up until he got into the ambulance. But now you radio silence. This is looking like a different version of Ramika's situation. Ramika goes dropping her son off to school, and nobody to this day has been convicted or charged. but it's sounding a little like in that realm. The dad comes drop and like you said, this is the fiance. So you knew for a while that she was getting married. You drop the kids off, you get into an altercation, a verbal argument with her fiance, and now he's gone. But the father, you could tell, is traumatized. And when he pulled out his picture from when he and you could tell they was close. I'm guessing maybe I'm just taking guess because from what I'm seeing, like the mother probably wasn't in the picture or whatever. It was him and his son. God bless this father. You raise your son and then he gets taken out, like you said, Katrina, not on active duty. He is taken out in the street. This violence. May he rest in peace. This is sad. And I do want, now that Felicia got my brain running here, I want to hear from this fiance that was praying with him. Where is she now? And she's alive, her kids are alive, and he's gone. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. Hit the like. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. I'm going to stay connected to all these stories. The Atlanta mom, I think she's done. And hopefully her other kids are in, good hands. Because sometimes when we see with the foster kids, they got it twisted too. Stefon Diggs, it almost is like the story that for all of these entertainers. It's the same story. All these baby mamas, all this child support. There's DV. And I don't know who said it, but they said, the Combs Diddy, I forgot how they labeled it, 2025, that now instead of being hit with a RICO charge, you're probably going to be hit with the Sean Diddy Combs charge. Did you want to say something, Wayne?
No, I was going to say, she said the Sean Combs Act 2025.
There you go. Thank you, Wayne. You're going to get hit with the Sean Combs Act 2025 if you keep messing with these women like that. Going to get hit with it. Hit them up in the DM. Give them the keys to your house. People automatically assume stuff when you do stuff. So if I'm dating you, you taking me out, we partying together, I got the keys to your home, and you telling me I can come and go as I please. I could come sleep there. I could do whatever. In my mind, and she's 24. In my mind, I'm your boo. Then I wake up and I see you with Cardi B. Then I'm hearing that some other chick had your baby. You gotta stop messing with the heart. Matters of the heart matter. Yeah, black entertainers. They're trashing away their lives and their talent over a big butt and a smile. But before it was just costing them their money. Now, because we're going to label it over here, thank you to the sub who wrote that, the Sean Combs Act 2025, you're going to get hemmed up. And listen, remember, he had a dream team of lawyers. If your pockets aren't deep, you're going to be screwed. Because he had, 5 lawyers?
No, ma'am. He had 9 attorneys. And he had 9 fine, well-educated, winning attorneys.
And did she sign the NDA? She said he tried to make her sign it, but did she sign it?
I don't think she did. But you know what? But violence doesn't
count.
NDA
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Violence. Yeah, NDA doesn't trump violence. So I listen. This is crazy, and 9 lawyers, and there's not too many people in this world, Felicia, that can afford 9 lawyers. Oh, and Callie said that he's still in jail. So imagine you getting hemmed up on this Sean Combs Act 2025, and you could barely afford a lawyer. Good luck, and I wish you well. The Diddy 2025 law. Listen, guys, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, and if you don't have a good attorney, you're screwed. You are. I appreciate y'all. If y'all didn't hit that like button on the way in, do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. Much love. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Choo choo choo.